You are not lazy, you're just addicted to comfort. If you are waiting to feel motivated, you are already losing. Let that sink in. Because motivation is not something that arrives and rescues you. It is not a signal. It is not a mood. It is not a personality trait. Motivation is a result, not a requirement. And if your life feels stuck, repetitive, or disappointing, it is not because you are lazy. It is because you are comfortable, uncomfortably comfortable. You wake up with a phone within reach. You start the day consuming instead of creating. You delay the hard thing because you tell yourself you will do it later. And later quietly turns into another week, another month, another year. And nothing changes. Not because you cannot change, but because comfort is convincing you that you do not need to. Here is the truth most people avoid. Comfort is addictive, not in a dramatic way, in a quiet way, a slow way, a way that feels harmless until years are gone. Comfort teaches your brain one lesson every single day. Avoid effort, avoid resistance, avoid discomfort, and your brain listens. Every time you choose the easy option, you are training yourself to repeat it. Every time you delay the difficult task, you make delay your default. Every time you escape boredom, stress, or uncertainty, you weaken your tolerance for growth. This is not a moral failure. This is conditioning. And it works perfectly. You do not lack discipline. That is a lie you were taught to explain your situation without changing it. You lack discomfort tolerance. You cannot sit with boredom. You cannot sit with frustration. You cannot sit with uncertainty. You cannot sit with effort that does not give immediate reward. So you escape into your phone, into entertainment, into planning instead of doing, into learning instead of applying, into dreaming instead of building, and then you call it burnout. Burnout is real, but most people are not burned out. They are under-challenged, overstimulated, and mentally scattered. You cannot be exhausted from work you are avoiding. You cannot be burned out from effort you never sustained. What you are feeling is the fatigue of mental noise. Too much information, too many opinions, too many comparisons, too many distractions, and not enough execution. Look at your day honestly, not what you intend to do, not what you plan to do, what you actually do. Your results are not a mystery. They are a record of your daily behavior. If your goals mattered more than your comfort, your actions would already show it. But they do not, and that is hard to admit. Most people say they want more money, more freedom, more confidence, more respect, more control over their time. But their daily routine votes against that future. They wake up late, they rush, they react instead of plan. They consume instead of create. They postpone the hard task. They negotiate with themselves. They promise tomorrow. Tomorrow never arrives. Only today does, again and again. Here is the uncomfortable truth. If your life has not changed, it is because you have not changed. Not your circumstances, not your parents, not your country, not the system, not your luck. You. That does not mean life is fair. It means responsibility is unavoidable. And the moment you stop blaming and start owning, your power returns. Growth is not exciting. That is another lie people do not tell you. Improvement is boring, repetitive, lonely, unrewarded for a long time. There is no applause for showing up early, no recognition for consistency, no praise for discipline behind closed doors. Most of the work that changes your life happens when no one is watching. That is why most people quit. Not because it is hard, But because it is unseen, your brain wants novelty. Growth requires repetition. Your brain wants comfort. Progress demands discomfort. This conflict never goes away. You do not eliminate it. You learn to live with it. And the people you admire did not feel different from you. They simply stopped negotiating with themselves. Let us talk about negotiation. Every time you say, "I will start tomorrow. I just need more information. I am not ready yet. I will do it when I feel motivated." That is not logic. That is avoidance wearing a reasonable mask. Your brain is excellent at protecting comfort. It will always offer you a convincing excuse. Your job is not to eliminate excuses. It is to act despite them. Discipline is not intensity. Discipline is not waking up angry. It is not yelling at yourself. It is not dramatic transformation. Discipline is boring consistency. Doing the task even when you feel nothing, especially when you feel nothing, because waiting for emotion makes you weak. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. If your habits are easy, your life will be hard. If your habits are hard, your life becomes easier. That trade never changes. Let us be clear. There is no secret method, no hidden shortcut, no missing information. You already know what to do. Wake up earlier. Reduce distractions. Do the hardest task first. Work when you do not feel like it. Stop quitting on yourself. That is it. The reason you are not doing it is because comfort has been winning. So here is the reset. Not motivation, not inspiration. Rules. Rules remove negotiation. Rule 1. Wake up at the same time every day. Not when you feel rested. Not when it is convenient. At the same time. Consistency builds control. Rule 2. Do the hardest task first. Before messages. Before social media. Before entertainment. Your best energy belongs to your future, not your distractions. Rule 3. Remove one comfort habit completely for 30 days. Not reduce it, not manage it. Eliminate it. Your brain needs to relearn discomfort. Rule 4. Stop consuming motivation. Motivation is entertainment when it is not followed by action. Execution is the only content that matters. Rule 5. Keep promises to yourself. Start small if you must, but never lie to yourself. Self-trust is built through follow-through. This will not feel good. If it feels good, you are doing it wrong. Growth feels like resistance, like doubt, like friction. That is how you know it is working. Here is the final truth. 1 year from now, your life will look very similar to today, unless your daily behavior changes. Not your plans, not your intentions, your behavior. Time does not reward wishes. It rewards patterns. You can stay comfortable and stay the same. Or you can choose discomfort and change everything. No one is coming to save you. No moment of clarity is guaranteed. No perfect time exists. There is only a decision, and then action. Repeated, quietly, daily. The future you want is built by the habits you avoid today. And deep down, you already know what those are. Start there. Now, not tomorrow. You might be listening to this and thinking you already understand all of this. That is dangerous. Understanding does not change lives. Execution does. Most people confuse awareness with progress. They hear the truth, nod their head, feel a brief surge of clarity, and then return to the same behavior. Not fall into that trap. If insight alone worked, your life would already be different. Here is something you need to hear clearly. Your biggest enemy is not failure. It is familiarity, familiar routines, familiar struggles, familiar excuses, familiar dissatisfaction. You have learned how to survive your current life. You know how to complain about it. You know how to tolerate it. And because you can tolerate it, you stay. People do not change when things are bad. They change when staying the same becomes unacceptable. If your situation still feels survivable, you will adapt instead of act. That is why pain alone does not create growth. Urgency does. And urgency must often be manufactured. Look at your environment. Your environment is shaping you more than your willpower ever will. If distractions are always within reach, you will use them. If comfort is always available, you will choose it. If discipline depends on mood, it will fail. Strong people design environments that make weakness difficult. Weak people rely on motivation and hope. Hope is not a strategy. You say you lack focus. You do not. You lack boundaries. You allow interruptions. You allow noise. You allow other people's priorities to invade your time. Focus is not something you find. It is something you defend aggressively. Every meaningful achievement requires a period of isolation, not loneliness. Isolation, time where you are unavailable, unresponsive, unimpressed by urgency that is not aligned with your goal. If you cannot disappear for focused work, you cannot build anything significant. Let us talk about effort. Real effort is quiet. It does not announce itself. It does not seek validation. It does not post updates. It shows up daily and leaves no evidence except results. That is why it is rare. Most people want recognition before they earn it. You want confidence. Confidence is not built by affirmations. It is built by evidence. Every time you do what you said you would do, you deposit evidence. Every time you quit, you withdraw it. Your self-image is a bank account. And many of you are overdrawn. That is why you doubt yourself. Not because you are incapable, but because you have a history of abandoning commitments. The solution is not believing harder. It is keeping small promises consistently. Start smaller than your ego wants. Consistency beats intensity every time. 10 disciplined minutes daily beats 1 explosive week, followed by quitting. Momentum is fragile. Protect it. You also need to accept this. You will feel behind. That feeling does not disappear when you improve. It only shifts its reference point. Do not wait to feel ready. Ready is a myth. Action creates readiness. There will be days you feel tired. That does not excuse you. There will be days you feel unmotivated. That is irrelevant. There will be days you doubt the process. That is normal. None of that changes the requirement to show up. Your feelings are information, not instructions. If you obey them blindly, they will sabotage you. Discipline is choosing actions based on values, not emotions. Let us address comparison. Comparison is poison when it leads to paralysis. But it can be fuel if it leads to urgency. If someone younger is ahead of you, do not complain. Analyze. What are they doing daily that you are not? That is data. Use it. Time will pass whether you act or not. In 5 years, you will either be grateful for the work you started now or embarrassed by the excuses you defended. There is no neutral outcome. Understand this clearly. No one owes you understanding. No one owes you opportunity. No one owes you patience. The world rewards output, not potential. not intention, not struggle, output. You do not need permission to change your life. You need courage to endure the early phase when nothing seems to work. That phase filters most people out, not because they cannot succeed, but because they cannot tolerate silence. Silence is where progress hides. No feedback, no praise, no certainty, just work. If you can learn to operate there, you gain an unfair advantage. This is where most people quit. Right before results. Not because it is too hard, but because it is too quiet. So here is your final instruction for today. Choose one direction. Commit to it for 90 days. No evaluating, no pivoting, no restarting, just execution. 90 days of boring consistency will separate you from most people. You do not need a new life. You need a new standard. Raise it. Then live up to it. Daily. This is not a speech. It is a line. On one side is comfort and repetition. On the other is discomfort and change. You already know which side you have been choosing. Now choose differently. At some point, you have to stop asking whether this is worth it. That question itself is a form of delay. If you measure effort only by immediate return, you will always quit too early. Progress compounds quietly. Nothing changes, then everything changes. But most people leave during the nothing changes phase. You need to understand how patience actually works. Patience is not waiting. Patience is working without visible reward. Anyone can work when results are obvious. Very few can work when there is no feedback. That is why mastery is rare. There is a phase no one prepares you for. The phase where you are doing the right things, you are consistent, you are disciplined. And still nothing seems to move. This phase is not a sign you are failing. It is a sign you are early. Most people interpret silence as rejection. It is not. It is incubation. Growth is happening below the surface long before it shows above it. If you dig up the seed to check progress, you kill it. Let us talk about identity. Your behavior follows your identity, not your goals. If you see yourself as someone who tries, you will quit when it gets uncomfortable. If you see yourself as someone who does, quitting becomes inconsistent with who you are. Identity is built through repetition. Act first. The identity follows. Stop asking, what do I want? Ask, who do I refuse to become? Sometimes avoidance is a stronger motivator than desire. Refuse to become weak. Refuse to become dependent. Refuse to become someone who talks more than they act. Let that guide you. You will lose people when you change. Not because you are doing something wrong, but because your discipline highlights their excuses. Your growth makes others uncomfortable. That is not arrogance. That is contrast. Do not explain yourself. Keep working. Solitude will become familiar. Not everyone deserves access to your time, energy, or focus. If you treat your attention as cheap, your life will reflect that. Attention is your most valuable resource. Spend it deliberately. Here is another truth you need to hear. You are not overwhelmed. You are unfocused. Overwhelm comes from trying to do everything instead of committing to one thing. Simplify. One goal, one priority, one standard. Everything else is noise. You do not need balance in the building phase. You need obsession. Balance comes after momentum. Trying to balance comfort and growth results in neither. Your future will not be built by intensity spikes. It will be built by dull, predictable effort. At the same time, the same task, the same discipline, day after day. That is how people separate themselves. Stop romanticizing talent. Talent without structure fails. Consistency beats talent that takes days off. The most dangerous thing is wasted potential, because it convinces you that effort is optional. It is not. You are not special in your struggle. That is freeing. It means the rules apply to you too. Follow them long enough and results are inevitable. You will feel resistance before every meaningful action. That resistance does not mean stop. It means proceed. If you wait for resistance to disappear, you will wait forever. Build routines that operate when motivation is gone. Motivation is unreliable. Systems are not. Your life is the output of your systems. Fix those. Let us address fear. Fear does not mean you are weak. It means you are moving towards something unfamiliar. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is functioning despite it. If fear controls you, comfort will own you. There is no perfect version of you coming later. There is only the version built by what you do today. Stop postponing your potential. You do not need to see the whole path. You only need to see the next step. Take it. Then take the next. Clarity follows action, not thinking. This is where discipline becomes self-respect. You stop breaking promises to yourself. You stop negotiating your standards. You stop lowering the bar to match your mood. You rise to it instead. Most people want change without discomfort. That is impossible. Discomfort is the price. Pay it now, or pay a higher price later. Regret costs more than effort ever will. Every day you delay, you reinforce the old identity. Every day you act, you weaken it. Change is not dramatic. It is incremental erosion of who you used to be. You are not late, but you are wasting time if you continue like this. Urgency without panic. Pressure without chaos. Discipline without drama. That is the formula. You will not feel ready when it is time to commit. Commit anyway. Readiness is built after the decision. There will be moments you want to quit quietly. No announcement, no explanation. Just slipping back into comfort. Catch that moment. That is the real test. The difference between those who change and those who do not is simple. Some act when it is inconvenient. Others wait. Waiting is the most expensive habit you can have. You already know what needs to be done. This is not about information. It is about execution. And execution begins now, not later, not tomorrow. Now, this part ends here. The work does not. There is a moment that defines everything. It is not dramatic. It does not look important. No one sees it. It is the moment you choose to act when no one would know if you did not. That moment is character. Most people think character is revealed under pressure. That is wrong. Character is revealed in privacy, when there is no reward, no punishment, no recognition, just you and the decision. You say you want integrity. Integrity is not morality. Integrity is alignment. What you say matches what you do. If your words and actions disagree, your life will feel unstable because you cannot trust yourself. Self-trust is everything. Without it, you hesitate. You doubt. You quit early. With it, you move faster. You decide clearly. You tolerate discomfort. You finish what you start. And self-trust is earned, not imagined. Here is a hard truth. You are always practicing something. either discipline or avoidance, either courage or comfort, either focus or distraction. Neutral does not exist. Every day reinforces a direction. Most people wait for a breakdown to change. They wait until pain forces action. That is the most expensive way to learn. Smart people change when they recognize a pattern early. Look at your patterns. They are honest. If your days look the same, your future will look the same. Change does not happen at the level of intention. It happens at the level of scheduling. If something matters, it is planned. If it is not planned, it is a wish. Stop asking how long this will take. That question comes from impatience. Ask instead, how long am I willing to stay consistent without reassurance? That answer determines everything. Let us talk about boredom. Boredom is not a problem. Boredom is a signal that novelty is gone. Growth begins where novelty ends. If you escape boredom, you escape mastery. The best performers are not the most motivated. They are the most tolerant of repetition. They show up when it feels dull. They train when it feels pointless. They work when nothing exciting is happening. That is why they win. You are not tired of effort. You are tired of effort without meaning. Give your effort meaning by committing long enough to see results. Quitting resets the clock every time. There is no wasted effort, only unfinished effort. Finish something, anything. Completion builds confidence faster than ambition ever will. Let us address fear of failure. Failure is not the threat. Stagnation is. Failure teaches. Stagnation rots. You recover from failure. You decay in stagnation. The people you admire failed more than you tried. That is not exaggeration. They accumulated evidence through repetition. You are avoiding failure by avoiding action. That is not safety. That is self-sabotage. Your mind will try to protect you from discomfort. Thank it, then ignore it. Your mind is designed for survival, not success. You must override it deliberately. This is why discipline feels unnatural. Because it is. Growth is an artificial act. You must choose it consciously until it becomes automatic. Do not wait for confidence. Confidence follows competence. Competence follows practice. Practice follows discipline. The order never changes. You want clarity. Clarity is built through movement. Stillness breeds confusion. Action organizes the mind. Let us talk about identity again. Stop saying, I am trying. Say, I am training. Training implies repetition. Training implies patience. Training implies progress over time. Trying implies uncertainty. Choose your language carefully. You do not rise suddenly. You rise gradually, then suddenly. The sudden part fools people. They do not see the years underneath. Do not envy outcomes you did not earn. Earn them. There will be days you feel behind. Do not compensate with panic. Compensate with consistency. Speed comes later. You are allowed to move slowly. You are not allowed to stop. Stopping is the only irreversible mistake. Your discipline will offend some people. Not because it is wrong, but because it exposes choices. Let them be uncomfortable. Do not shrink to protect others from reflection. You are not responsible for how your growth makes others feel. You are responsible for how your stagnation affects your future. Choose wisely. At some point, excuses stop working. Not because they disappear, but because you stop respecting them. That is maturity. Maturity is doing what needs to be done without drama. No speeches. No announcements. No identity crisis. Just work. You will have days where you question everything. Do not decide your future on those days. Low clarity days require high structure. Follow the plan. Your plan does not need to be perfect. It needs to be followed. Perfection is procrastination in disguise. Let us close this part with something clear. You do not need to become someone else. You need to become consistent. Everything else follows. If you feel pressure right now, good. Pressure means responsibility. Responsibility means control. Control means change is possible. You are closer than you think, but only if you keep going. This part ends here. The standard remains. One day, without warning, you will look back. Not during a crisis, not during a breakdown. Just a quiet moment. And you will realize how fast time moved. You will remember the nights you told yourself you would start soon. The mornings you chose comfort over effort. The potential you kept postponing because you thought there was more time. That moment will hurt. Not because life was unfair, but because you knew better. You always knew. The hardest truth is this: your life is not shaped by what you want. It is shaped by what you repeatedly do. Every day you show up, you become someone stronger. Every day you avoid the work, you become someone weaker. There is no pause button, no rewind, no later that magically fixes now. This moment matters more than you think. Not because it is dramatic, but because it is ordinary. And ordinary moments, repeated, decide everything. You do not need permission. You do not need confidence. You do not need to feel ready. You need to act while doubt is present, while fear is loud, while comfort is tempting. That is what separates regret from pride. Years from now, you will either thank yourself for starting when it was hard, or explain why you stayed the same when you knew what to do. No one else will make that decision for you. This is where excuses end. This is where standards begin. Stand up to the life you said you wanted. Do not wait. Begin. Now.